Hey guys, Daniel here. So, why are you not getting coaching clients even if you have people watching your stuff on YouTube and Instagram? I'm going to explain it exactly what this problem is and how I was able to solve this not only for myself but with the people that I've worked with in the past as well. So, let me tell you something. It's all about trust. Now, I know before you click off this video, I know that you already your monkey brain wants to click off this video because trust. I've heard about this before. Yeah, but let me tell you something. If you cannot watch this video until the end, if you cannot, have 7 to 12 minutes, then sorry, you cannot even have success or anything like that. So when it comes to trust, you need to understand that to gain trust. Let me actually make this shorter. To gain trust online, what you need is consistency. Consistency on what exactly? I'm not talking about the one that you need to wake up every single day at 5 a.m. and work on your business for like 12 hours a day. Some people might need that, especially when you are starting out. But when you have some type of, foundation, it doesn't really need to be super, super solid. What you need is at least some consistency with the content that you create. Because look around online, you have so many coaches, and most of them are doing the same. So how can you position yourself apart from them to gain the clients that you deserve? It's just having proper content systems. And what I mean by this, it's having the gap framework. With the gap framework, it's basically making content about growth, content about authority, and as well personal content. You should structure your content across the week within these three pillars, because if, for example, you have only one of them or only two of them, your ecosystem of content across the internet doesn't really feel complete. And a lot of people, what they lack, as I was saying, is trust. And how do you gain trust? It's by making more personal content, talking about your struggles, talking about your past experiences, talking about your wins, your small wins, your big wins, the things that you believe in. Now, I don't want to make this, sound all fluffy and such, but this is bigger from a subconscious level. Like when you meet someone new on the street, you are creating a new friendship, for example. You might not even realize that, but the reason that you can connect with them, it's not really about, them being able to say, yeah, I've done this in my life, I've done this in my life, I have this car, I have this amount of clients. But what creates that true connection, it's, you guys sharing the same values. And in the same way that when you create a connection, for example, with someone new, is that you were able to create that connection, especially, okay, depending on the person and the values, but especially because you guys share something in common. And for example, I know someone in this market who does coaching as well, helping businesses grow. And he's from the UK. And for a long time, he made the same content about how he came from the UK. He left the UK because of the toxic culture. And so, guess what? He got a lot of clients from that because a lot of people thought in the same way. So, if you are making only content about, for example, growth, trying to go viral, which, by the way, please don't try to go viral, like you are just going to sound like everyone else, because this is repeatable. Okay, you can, like, most people can have the same system as you. People can have the same results as you, but what they cannot have is the same personal stories. And then the same way that you can create these deep connections with people, um, because of your stories, the same way those stories will be a reason that you will turn down people that were not even interested in you from the first place. So you need to be polarizing in the same way that in nature, and this is a bit weird, but hang on for a minute. The same way in nature, you, for example, have water and you have fire. Then you have as well that thing, the yin yang. Hopefully I am doing this right. You have feminine, you have masculine. So, in the same way that in nature we have these polar opposites on everything that you see, like death and life, you have hell, heaven, then you need to apply the same thing for your life and the way that you position yourself in the market. So, be polarizing. Don't be afraid of having your own opinions, because then you'll be just, if you sound like everyone else, you'll just get lost in the noise. So, try to avoid that. Be unique and be yourself, please. Now, to come back to the part of being consistent, as you already know, like I was saying, like you need to be consistent with the content that you make, especially. what I've seen for a lot of people is that they might get a bit consistent with their content for maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, but then they fall off. They have no motivation, they have no ideas, and so this becomes a problem. Now, I have a content system that I've been applying to myself and that I give to my clients, and I'm going to expose it right now. So, for example, me, I have my own media hub. This is how, and this might sound a lot simpler than it is, but what most people have problem with is having consistency in, organizing all of the things. Now, a lot of people have started some type of media hub to organize their content ideas and such, but they cannot keep with it. So as you guys can see, as I was saying, I have my own media hub, right, on Notion, where my editor can, check the b-rolls and such. So having everything organized on, for example, Notion is to have the content schedule. Frameu is a good software to, review individual parts of the footage, so guy you can, comment on specific areas of the video. And then the Google Drive, this is getting a bit messy, sorry. The Google Drive is to keep b-rolls and such. I think I've already said, but yeah, having everything organized. And please, for the love of God, if you are going to have something like this, just keep up with it, use it, have some type of discipline to keep using this for a long period of time. All right. But let's say, for example, that you have some knowledge, that you have some experience, but you don't really know how to package that knowledge into content, no matter if it's long form or short term. So what I did, and this is something that I give all of my clients as well, is I create them a custom content GPT using this framework right here. Now, I wish I could, share this, but this is such a big thing that most people are not using. This is why a lot of people don't really have, consistency with the client, with the content. Sorry. So this is one of them. This is the way, this is what I give my clients as well. So this is basically like the Notion portal. This is what I give to keep up with all of the tasks and such, and I give all of my modules and such. So what I give them, this is one of the first things that I do with my clients. I give them this framework so they can fill out. They give that to to a custom content GPT, and so every single time that you want a content idea, just you just click it, and it always resonates with your story, because this setting the framework foundation, it's so like setting the foundation framework. Actually, sorry, I'm I'm kind of juiced up on caffeine right now. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. They fill out this setting the foundation. I give it to content GPT, and every single time that you need a content idea, just ask the content GPT, and then you have content for the rest of the week or even for the rest of the month. Now, of course, you need to switch up some things because AI is AI, but it makes things much, much easier. These are just some of the things that I wanted to talk about. I'm not really going in depth on anything here, but this is like this is the keyword: having consistency with a good infrastructure. So when you have a good content idea, right? So you have a house, you are not just building that house on sand. You want to make that sand a proper foundation. So every single time that you want to build a house, so a piece of content, it doesn't just crumble apart like on the sand. And then you need to start over because you don't really have the foundation set from the beginning. Again, what is the key word here? It's consistency attached to trust. This is how you generate trust. This is how you get more coaching clients that don't just watch your stuff from time to time. You want to be on their fucking mind as much as possible. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. Follow me on Instagram, and bye bye.